Hey everybody, I'm Todd Anderson.
I'm Brad Nelson.
And you're watching Versus Live by StarCGames.com. We're back for Modern.
Yay!
Well, you don't like Modern?
Well, I thought I did, and then I practiced this deck for, how many leagues did I promise? 10?
You promised 10 leagues.
I played 10 leagues in an open. We went to a team Modern, and I had a good record, right?
I will abstain from...
I went 1-4-2.
Yeah.
1-4-2.
It was so bad.
Yet you still continue to play the deck. Why?
Well, it's the only deck I know how to play, and I thought, if I'm playing Modern here live for people to watch me play, I should play something I know.
That's fair. So tell us about the deck. Like, why did you pick up the deck in the first place? This Azorius Miracles deck.
I liked Jeskai a lot when Jeskai first was getting dominant. And
I know you and Benjamin Nicholas had a little bit of a thing going on where he would help you like with sideboards and stuff for a while.
Yeah, I reached out to Ben and he just sent me deck lists and sideboard guides for a couple tournaments.
Nice.
Yeah, he's awesome. And then I played him round one at the Invitational.
Yeah, and he beat you.
Yeah, he did. He beat me bad.
That's just good value though.
It is. Yeah.
That's good beats.
Yeah, and no, I've had decent records with it. I think I went 5-3 at that Invitational, which is the best Modern performance I've had in a long time. I was 1 win away again from the top 8 of the MV2 in a row. Yeah, it was frustrating.
I was pretty close to top 8. I was commentating and
yeah. You were very close to it in proximity. Yeah. Within the proximity of top 8, you were always there. No, I got a top 16 out of that MV, and the MVs are such good value. If you aren't qualified, you should try to qualify for it. It's one of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's a very intimate experience, and they give away so many prizes for the Invitational.
Yeah, and if you're unaware how to qualify for the Season 2 of SCG Con, we have the Season 2 Invitational happening. I forgot the exact prize payout. It's somewhere around... It's either $50,000 or $100,000 prize pool. I forget which. Do we know? Do we have
it has to be more than 50 though, because I think the top
first place is
50.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, well, I'm just gonna say it's like a $100,000 prize pool. It's a great tournament. You can qualify for that via winning one of your local Star City Games IQs. You should ask your local tournament organizer, LGS, if they would like to sign up. And they can sign up through the StarCityGames.com website. You can also qualify for SCG Con as well as the Season 2 Invitational by top 8ing an SCG Open.
I think is it top 8ing or top 16ing?
I think it's top 8.
It might just be top 8.
Look, I'm not good at this. There's a bunch of ways to qualify. Just
top 8ing, 15 SCG Tour points.
Yeah, 15 SCG Tour points.
Yeah, top 8ing a Classic.
Yeah.
No, I think it's top 4 in a Classic.
Top 4 in a Classic?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard. It's not easy. It's a pretty difficult road, but you can still get there. There's a lot of avenues to do that. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're done pumping that.
Yeah, that's why I started playing Jeskai, and then I moved over to Blue-White when it was the hit thing to do. Everyone was moving over to it, and I started working on it. And I had good results on Magic Online. I mean, in the GP itself, I lost all 7 die rolls. Drew horrific. I mean, look, I have played 3 or 4 team tournaments with Seth and Brian at this point, and I think I've won a combined total of like 6 die rolls with them. And it's important. Magic, you have to win the die rolls. I don't feel like this is that ridiculous of a complaint. You are making it sound way worse than it is. Losing 7 die rolls in a row in Modern is really bad.
I mean, I also lost all my die rolls, and I went 5-2.
You were playing a better deck.
Was I?
Yes.
You're of course talking about the Team Unified Modern Grand Prix. Anyway, so Brad is going to be playing Azorius Miracles. I'm going to be piloting Andre Skrosky's Bant Spirits deck.
Because here at the Versus Live, Todd only plays my bad matchups.
I just pick the decks that win, and just because you pick the decks that don't win, it's not my fault.
What do you mean they don't win? They win at least 1 match every 7.
Yeah,
well,
1 out of 7.
No, he gets 2 draws somewhere in there too.
No, 1 was unfinished. 1 was true draw. 1 was unfinished.
He gets 1 2/3 every 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, this deck, Andre actually used it to top 8 2 Grand Prix, like basically back to back.
Yeah.
The first time he said he was retiring from Magic, and this was his last tournament. And then he top 8s, gets qualified for at least the next Pro Tour, maybe the next 2. I forget exactly what happened. Yeah. And then the very next Grand Prix, he just up and wins it. He one-ups himself immediately in the next Grand Prix. And the deck just looks really solid on paper. The one thing to note that is a little strange is we haven't seen too much of the card Ether Vial combined with the card collected company. Most of the time, you
Yeah.
pick one or the other, but there are so many cool interactions with the spirits that having not only a mana dump to play them more cheaply is important, especially things like Drogskol Captain, where you can give something hexproof at instant speed. But also, just putting a Rattle Chains in to protect something, putting in a Mausoleum Wonder instant speed to use as like a force spike is also pretty cool. But the deck just wants a lot of mana in general because the cards are relatively expensive. There's a Glut at 3, so it's playing 4 Noble Hierarch and 3 Thrall to help with that, while also just using Collective Company on the top end to give it a burst.
Yeah, and when your cards are so synergistic like that with a bunch of Anthem effects or tricks, even sometimes hitting only one creature off a Collective Company is going to be backbreaking if it's the one that would be really good on the board. So I don't think that playing both effects is that bad. When the deck's functioning, it's really good, and when these decks flood, it's already bad anyway.
Right.
So having Collective Company can get you back into those. So let's just.
All right, I'll tell you what. You lost the last round. I'll let you win this die roll, so you can't complain about losing the die roll. Since you did win the last die roll as well. So just point that out. So you're 2-0 today.
Again.
This,
all right, let's
sort of 5 chant here. Five.
We actually haven't had a mold of 5 yet on Versus Live, and I'm whenever I was in the director seat, I was always inclined to just let them stay at 6 and just they have to keep any reasonable.
I don't like
going to 5.
No, in this room. I mean, I will even say
testing.
I will say on the Versus series, there's a lot of times when there's molds of 6, and I would tell I'm just gonna say it. I don't want people to go to 5. You're
breaking the fourth wall.
Who cares?
There goes the movie magic.
Yeah.
Now everyone's gonna. You're telling me this Burning Tree Emissary deck you mold to 7?
I also don't want to see you guys go to 5. I want to see 4.
All right, 5.
All right, I'm gonna keep my hand. We are missing a color, but I think this hand is certainly okay. And you're gonna do 6.
I'm going to 6.
You're going to 6. I don't want any like actual complaining.
What are you talking about? Fine, I'll stop complaining.
No. I meant like after the match is over, I had him on 5. It wasn't fair.
That's not. I don't care about that.
Hey, as long
complained about die roll.
As long as he's on the play,
I'm not
it doesn't
saying.
matter.
Oh
if he goes
my
to 3 or
god.
less.
Sorry,
Go.
I don't mean to gang up on you. I'm sorry, Brad.
I'm done talking to you. I'm only talking about the tournament structures, game structures.
Nice.
We are fighting now.
18. That's cool.
You're being mean.
I'm fine with that. All right, attack for 3.
All right. 17.
All right, so Supreme Vanity gives it the +1/+1, but also whenever a spirit enters the battlefield, Mausoleum Wonder gets +1/+1. What's the matter? Okay.
Go.
Interesting.
Looks like Brad's getting beat down by the Phantom Menace here.
I am. So I did that because clearly you can tell by my hand, but also it could theoretically keep Todd off lands or off a certain color. If he doesn't have another land, you'd have to pick.
All right, attack for 3.
Yep.
Your turn.
14. Go.
Attack for 3. And here we just don't want to invest too much into getting like blown out by a sweeper effect.
11.
Your turn.
Opt.
That resolves.
Bottom.
Okay.
Drop. Row. This is not good. Ooh, this is not good. Oust.
So if we play a Rattle Chains here, that could leave us getting blown out by a Supreme Verdict. But Brad only has a few of those. Normally they lean on Terminus pretty hard. All right, I'm just fine with that.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna fetch first
Sure.
because I don't mind redrawing the Supreme Phantom, and then that's gonna go second from the top.
Yeah.
And I'll gain 3 up to
21?
20. No, I took one more.
20. All right, and I will fill the room that.
You do have to search off the field round.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
That's a
So I
must.
shuffle. Yeah. Good reminder.
And that'll be my turn. Actually, I'm just going to get an island.
Draw. I will shock 2, go to 18. Play Supreme Phantom.
Results.
Attack for 3.
8.
So I got your turn.
This is just going bad. All right, 7. Wait, no, that's not a dual land. Does that take play path too?
Yes.
That's not good.
Are you trying to block with Celestial Colonnade? That ain't gonna work.
That's not good. All right. That's not what I wanted. Ooh. So I'm at 7. Sorry for not saying anything. I'm just have to think through this turn.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I don't want to say anything either because I don't want to tip what I have over here. You know.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I have another field I can try to keep you off mana, but it doesn't keep you off a ton of it. And I might want to threaten a colonnade block. I don't think this is that good of a play on this turn. This doesn't seem like it's going to be that good either, so maybe I'm supposed to just do... No, because then... All right. Go.
Path, snap, path. Eat all my stuff.
That would be nice. I will counter and... Turning that seems so... Counter draw? Counter draw.
Okay.
Go.
Right. And this obviously is 2 power
Yep.
because of the Supreme Phantom.
I guess I tapped that horribly wrong. This should be in tap, but it's... I don't have anything, but I'm just proper play.
No, that's fair. This is pretty tough. The more pressure I put on the battlefield, the more likely it is I just get beaten by like a hard cast Terminus. All right. Attack for 2.
2, right?
Yep.
So I'm at 5.
Yep, your turn.
Okay. You have 2 cards?
Yep.
And you have 2 cards. Vendilion click. Target
Resolves.
Target you. Going down to 17.
Get a Hallowed Fun. I'm going to try to pass it.
So you only have one card left after that? After the path?
Hold on.
You only have Temple Garden and Hollow Fountain?
I guess so. I just assumed that I had another one. I guess
Well,
I only have.
you could-
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think
yeah.
you still have another temple
Oh, no,
card
you
in there.
have-
Am I wrong?
You don't have a second Temple Garden?
Doesn't look like it. I just copied Andre Strasky's list. We'll pull it up in a second, but I am.
It's on Twitter.
Yeah, one Olive Fountain, one Temple Garden.
Yeah.
One
Okay.
Plains?
Never mind.
Okay, you stay at
results.
20. All right, target you.
I'm at 18, I believe.
All right, well, I think I'm going to have to take that. Man, if he draws... All right, can I play a spell before I resolve?
Yeah, it's a little tough sometimes.
With the decision on the stack.
I am going to take Spell Queller. And then I'm going to Detention Sphere. All right, target this. I can't target that.
Yep.
And your turn. So you have Path and 2 unknowns. 5 to 17.
Go. Actually, I'm gonna play this.
Sure. And go.
Go.
Breeding pool.
It's like there's only
Yeah, there's one of each basic.
yeah,
I
there's
knew
one of
that.
each basic and only one of each shockland too. So these are actually just turned off.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, this is the part of the game where you're expecting to lose, right? So, like,
Yeah, I've just drawn a bunch of.
Getting ruined.
Yep.
go.
You have 3 cards.
Yep.
Go.
Feels like a card I will cast. Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Okay.
These dice?
Black dice.
All right.
Mhm.
Draw 3.
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, that's funny. Hopefully we still live through the turn. So I know you have Path and you have 2 other cards, right? Or 3 other cards now? Uh-oh. What was I had a train of thought. and I lost it.
That's fair.
All right, we'll do this.
All right.
And your turn.
All right. Path target click.
I will negate it.
Dazzle image.
How rude. Results.
Target click or choose click and target you. Yeah.
Concede.
I have 3 lands that don't tap for mana. And I can't kill your
but I was going to
planeswalker.
crystal ball your lands.
Well, I didn't have. All I had left was.
Oh, it was fine in my
Enchanted
Ghost
Stone.
Quarter, too.
Nice. That would have got me good.
Yeah.
Then I would have had no more lands that tap for mana.
Yeah.
Go for the perfect victory without even
Yeah.
ultimating its pairing.
Yeah.
It's funny. You actually could have just mana leaked, and I just couldn't have paid for it because my fetch land was turned off.
No, you had 1 fetch and 1 symptom. You had 4 lands.
All 3 of my shock lands were in the graveyard.
No, you had a mana leaked what? The Path?
My Phantasmal image.
Oh, I didn't have mana for it. I only had 1 up.
Oh, you had like 3 mana up.
No, I
He
had
used 2 for negate.
Yeah.
Oh, right. All right, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break or so while we get sideboards ready, and then we'll field some questions from Twitch chat.
Are we
right?
still on
When
air?
we come
BBD,
back.
how do I sideboard?
All right, we're here for sideboarding, and we're going to start with my side since I'm going to be on the play for game 2. Path to Exile is traditionally not great against control decks, and even though it can hit stuff like Celestial Colonnade or Vendilion Click or sideboarded Lyra Dawnbringer or Baneslayer Angel, that's just not the type of fight that I want to fight. We're going to hope that we get under them, use things like Unified Will or Disdainful Stroke to counter those big expensive spells. It could be game-changing. Phantasmal Image is also notoriously bad against decks with sweepers, just because anything we're copying is kind of just adding to the board of, not you're overextending while also sometimes just not even having a great target. Like last game, we either have to copy his Vendilion Click or my Supreme Phantom, and he just has a Jace the Mind Sculptor in play that can just minus and kill it. It's just not a good look. I think Folly Guardian of Thraben, Gaddock, Geist Trap, these are all fantastic threats to bring in placement of Phantasmal Image, and then we get to trade our removal spells for counter spells.
And not great targets for Image.
Yeah.
I figured out how to do the sideboarding all by myself. No help from Brian at all.
I remained impartial and silent.
Yes, that's a lie.
Yeah.
No, I knew I wanted to take these out, these 4, and 4 dispels, nodes, and a Vendilion Click. But this was the debate. Search for Scanta is usually a card that you want when Terminus matters, you want all of your searches in your deck.
Mm-hmm.
And I still don't know what I should do here. This is the second Visions, but Visions is the kind of card that gives me a little bit of that like tempo priority. I like that. Like we're gonna dance for a couple turns where you're theoretically not gonna put a lot of pressure on me.
Right.
And then this is the kind of card that can just come off and force action during my upkeep, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I mean, you also get to force the action with all of your mana untapped, which is a huge deal in any sort of blue v blue matchup where we're both playing things at instant speed on each other's turns.
Yeah.
And Social Vision was always that card, like, for example, in Fairies Mirrors back in the day in Standard, where you wanted to initiate the fights when you had full mana and they were reacting. And that's exactly what you want to be doing in this matchup, I think.
So Freed Mania is asking in chat, isn't Ancestral Visions bad against Spellqueller? Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Is it not? I thought you just
it's great.
cast it.
It's great.
You
You just
get
to cast it for free once you kill the Spellqueller. I mean, yes, hitting it is like not great or
But
whatever.
that's on my time.
But it's
too.
on his turn when he has access to full mana, and I could just be running into a Wrath effect, even like a Jace bounce. If I don't have another creature on the battlefield, then you still get to draw 3 cards. Okay.
One more question for you, Brad.
Doing it again. All right.
All right, Brad. One other question about the deck. Why are there no Baneslayers or Lyras in the sideboard?
Oh, you looked.
I did. I wasn't even.
Just stop. It's fine.
No, I'm doing this.
All right. All right. What's the question? Why no
Why
Lyras?
does the blue-white list not have Baneslayer or Lyra in the sideboard?
They're decent. I don't know how good they are in this matchup, but I've been leaning less and less on playing the card, and I like the look of this list. Now, I looked online to find what people are doing and updating deck lists, and I'll be truthful, I submitted this deck. I thought, like, we switched schedules last minute, but I thought I was going to be playing Todd Stevens today, and I just assume Crucible of Worlds is a great card against him, and I saw this deck had a main deck one. No, I didn't even know what he was playing.
That's fair.
But he's also the kind of, he likes value and
Yeah.
ghost quartering opponent's lands. So it's like, I want to kind of, do that to him.
So you thought you were going to be ghost quartering and field of ruining Todd out of the game, but instead you were ghost
Just
quartering
quartering-
and field of ruining a different Todd out
Out of the game, yes. That
Nice.
is factual.
All right, here's a question for both of you guys as well. What are the best cards in the metagame against spirits? Not just sideboard, but also main deck cards.
Living things.
Living things?
Yeah, because they have spirits.
Ah, I see.
Okay, I'm not as good as BBD at this stuff.
That
He's not
is,
very good either.
But
That's
I've
the
got
problem.
spirit. How
He
about
just-
you?
Yeah. No, Brian just has a large quantity of bad jokes. So when
I'm
you
aware.
come in with a small quantity of bad jokes, it just looks worse.
I'm like
Look,
the,
man.
I'm like the Chinese buffet of puns.
Yeah.
Just keep the hits coming. They're not great, but they just
Yeah.
keep coming.
Look, I've been with him on so many car trips lately where he's already getting older in life, and on the way home we're all tired, and he's still firing them off. But they're They are some of the most flaccid jokes I've ever heard in my life. They're not even trying. He's like by the end, he's just looking at a funny road sign and laughing to himself. It's not even a joke.
Yeah, he's just like Stainsville.
I think it is a joke.
Oh,
My
Charlottesville
life is a joke.
Yes.
No, Charlottesville's the one that he always brings
He
up
loves,
whenever we
yes.
drive
Yeah.
by. All right, my hand is great.
Hey, Charlottesville is just the best town name in the United States.
That's fair.
I got a good one too.
All right, start off. I'm going to be 18. I'm going to play Mausoleum Wanderer.
I do not like that card. Go.
I love this card. It's great. All right, I'm going to name Spirits.
That's not good.
Play Supreme Phantom and hit you for 3.
This is a rough start. Go. Upkeep.
You know, I'm really disappointed that Todd didn't get to kill you with
Opt. Bottom. Go to your turn.
Phantasmal Image last game, so we could go from the Phantom Menace into Attack of the Clones.
All right, attack for...
3 or gonna get aggressive?
I'm going to get aggressive.
You're gonna get aggressive. What? Really?
Yeah, it's just not good.
What if this is Terminus?
I don't care. I'll just counter it for 2. You have to pay with 2.
Oh yeah.
Hit you for 4. Put you at 13. Go.
Wow.
I don't know what you want from me, man. I'm just going to counter your next 2 spells and you're going to die.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's not.
Go.
For you. Six.
Yeah.
You're at 7. Your turn. You're at 6.
Supreme Verdict.
Tilt.
Yeah. Wonder if that spell caller could have countered it.
Well, it could have, but if I just held up 3 mana the whole game, you never would have cast it, and you would have just picked me apart with little things, and I would have given you 2 extra turns. And if I had another spell core, you would have lost.
All right, your turn.
But instead, I drew the other half of my deck that doesn't do anything. I'm at 19 or 17. Sorry.
All right.
Your turn.
You have 2 cards.
I have 2 cards.
2 cards. 2 cards.
I mean, the deck doesn't play that many verdicts. I think I just have to play to my outs. Like, I wasn't getting Terminus there, ever.
Yeah.
And I just had everything else wrapped up.
Part of me wants to use this. We'll play that and then use it.
My plan worked flawlessly. Collect company. Just kidding.
Well, I have a counter up, and you don't have the ability to counter anything this
Not
turn.
yet.
That's the strategy. I can do it right there
Is it my turn?
specifically. Yeah, it's your turn.
All right. Attack for 1.
I will play a Snapcaster Mage. Yeah. All right, I'm at 5.
Go. 5 to 17.
Go. Well, clearly that resolves.
Go.
Go.
All right, I'll fetch. Go to 16.
Yeah. I think the new rule. I'm gonna talk to Todd Stevens at least for Thursday. I always think that control mirrors or like tempo counterspell mirrors just don't play well in the Versus series. Whereas like, you know, like the modern, like the let's hit you with Thoughtseizes and do all the stuff that plays better with
It's harder to
interacting.
talk about your hands for sure when you have to hold up.
You're not using the You're not using it?
Fine.
Oh. Well, I was wondering because I was like,
I meant to. It's fine.
oh, okay, you meant to.
I just wasn't. I was just
Okay.
playing fast. For no
Okay.
reason
I thought you
not
were
to.
like taunting me.
Alright,
Like,
play this.
yeah, results.
I was not taunting you.
Okay. I was like, okay, that's. Go. Well, if you play a spirit, you can get that to 4/4.
Yeah, I don't have spirit.
This is thrilling
Go.
magic. being
Yeah,
played.
no
Yeah.
kidding. This
All right,
is-
commentate for us, BBD.
Yeah, do hit us with something.
I mean,
Any questions
I'm
in the
waiting
chat?
for one of you to hit each other with something.
Yeah.
All right, I'm at
you
15.
could correct me if you think I'm playing poorly.
Oh, well, in that case.
Yeah.
In that case, I've been writing notes down this entire
is
match. I
great.
got about 13 things that have been done wrong.
BDizzle46 says, "Why didn't you do this?" The Dazzler says,
All right, Centralis Games is saying that Brad don't play Boreas Control. That's a good one.
Ether Vial.
Results.
Go. Man. Just want to draw Coco.
I'm waiting.
My last card. You win the
Uh,
counter fight as long as you don't get hit by Wanderer.
Counter draw. Oh yeah, this is in my hand technically. Counter draw.
Make you pay 2.
2. All right,
This isn't great.
and then there, and then there, and your turn. I thought this matchup was really bad, but I guess you flooded both games.
Yeah. Go. This is awful.
At least you got that vial in play,
Wow.
Yeah. Thanks, Brian.
I am going to
though. It's going to help
pass the turn.
some of your
Upkeep.
mana abilities.
That's fine. After you draw, I'm going to play Vendilion Clerk.
All right. Land or draw Skull Captain.
You.
Or I keep both. It's fine too.
Yeah, I don't want interaction because I want to have a sweet turn next turn. Yeah, you can keep that. All right.
Go. Yep.
Draw a card.
Yep. Yep.
I will draw 3 cards.
Yep. Wrong one.
That is a big Vendilion Clerk.
No, those are -1/-1 counters.
I will put these on top. Play this. Say trigger this. Actually, I'll attack.
Sure.
Okay, I'll trigger this, and then I will path that. Yep.
only 2 Planeswalkers in one turn. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Todd.
Come on.
Oh, you can. Do you have any creatures in your graveyard, or are they all just fetch lands?
I think it was all fetching.
And, like
No,
two
you've
counter
already
spells?
did 3. I had some stuff. It's just not.
Okay.
I'm not gonna win.
No, not at that point. Like
2 Planeswalker. Yeah. I mean, you're at the
I get
the
to
turning
draw.
point was the verdict for sure.
Yeah.
I think like obviously I can play more conservatively with Spellcaller, but
And the final was
I see
two
it. You had
visions.
2 ancestral visions in your deck.
Yep.
You're so weird.
What?
You're so weird sometimes.
Well, I mean, why
If you
not?
don't- If you don't also do that for Legacy, I'm going to be really disappointed.
I have
Yeah.
to. Well,
You
I don't
have
know how
to.
to sideboard my deck in Legacy either because
Perfect.
I am
Yeah.
playing Miracles for the first time ever.
Oh, this is going to be a joy. It's going to be a delight.
First time I've
You
ever.
never played Sensei's Top Counterbalance?
No. Maybe
You
on the
should've.
first series.
It's a hell of a drug.
You played on the
It's
first
so
series
good.
before.
You played Miracles on the first series. before,
Probably.
because you were
That was back
because
to
you were
Sensei's
like
Top.
Yeah.
you'd be like activate top. I don't know what to do.
Do you remember that? Because I don't.
Everyone remembers that.
All right, let's hit some questions from Twitch chat. Let's go.
Okay. The aptly named Spirit Chiller was asking whether Jund is a viable deck in this metagame.
Nope. Next question.
I mean, I think a lot of people think Assassin's Trophy is going to
Oh, yeah.
give the deck much needed way to interact with like Tron lands and such. I mean, the card's definitely good. I think it's going to be in Jund decks. I just don't think that it's enough to make the deck
No,
like,
it's
worthwhile.
not. It's just not. Like you can, unless you make it part of, like, you use it along with a lot of surgicals. The only way to really attack Jund is to have these cards in your deck. But Jund isn't the kind of deck that wants surgicals in their sideboard.
Sure. I mean, you want like Leyline of the Void probably, something like that.
But, well, you want graveyard interaction, but surgical isn't the graveyard interaction you want. Some decks actually want surgical as a graveyard interaction spell. And then it also duos really well against Tron if you can deal with a Tron piece.
What do you think about like a Sultai mid-range deck in Modern that, like, I don't know, maybe Assassin's Trophy, Jason Mind Sculptor, Snapcaster Mage?
I mean, it is that is in true Magic player fashion to see a card that is either blue, black, or green, or some hybrid of them, and then immediately think, can we play Sultai in Modern? Because for some reason the deck has never been a Modern deck.
I don't know why.
No, but for the last 6 years, every time a new set comes out, people are like, can Sultai be a Modern deck? Like, every year or every set that comes out, just one random card, and it's like, Sultai? It's like, where did you get touched? Like,
there's just all these Sultai fans just waiting in the wings. Like, finally they get their card.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Sultai? Sultai?
Yeah.
Sultai?
Yeah.
Sultai? Sultai?
That's what it feels like.
I like that, Todd, you brought up Sultai at exactly the same second somebody asked about it in chat.
Nice.
That was perfect.
No,
Yeah.
it's just a phenomenon of Magic. It's just
Look,
everywhere.
I don't want to play Sultai. I just know what the people want.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Here's another question for you. Is Grixis Death Shadow viable right now?
That passed to you. I don't play a lot of Modern. I mean, I've been the standard. Like, standard is my wheelhouse most of the time, and there's been a lot of standard tournaments for me recently. So I've played the Invitational and a Mox and a Grand Prix in Modern, but I really have not been keeping up with Modern. So I don't want to answer that question because I mean, my gut says no, but that's from like 2 months ago when I was researching the format.
So from my experience, I don't think Grixis Death Shadow is a good choice. I actually, in one of the Cedric's what I'd play this weekend articles, I actually said I would play Grixis Death Shadow like 3 weeks ago. And mostly because I thought that it was in a good spot to attack things like Garclan Ironworks, Tron, and a number of strategies that were like kind of cropping up. But Modern is a volatile format. And, you know, I played a PTQ on that weekend, and I decided to just play humans, and I played against Death Shadow like 3 times. In the PTQ, and I just smushed it.
No, yeah,
and then for my side, I was
suck.
just like, wow, no, I should never play Death Shadow when I think humans is going to be a popular deck, because it's just it gets under it. You know, Reflector Mage is such a powerful card, and it just has a lot of ways to mess with it that it can't really handle.
Dealing a bunch of damage to yourself against a deck with Manus Rider Phantasmal Image is a dangerous.
It was funny. It was right before the Spirits hype, Bant Spirits hype. I was going to the SCG Baltimore to play Modern. To prepare for the GP. I really wanted to help Seth try to get there for Player of the Year. And I probably, you know, we could have maybe gotten to top 4. I mean, both your records were absurd, and mine was absurdly bad. And we got punished by using all of their results, too. They were, at the time that we dropped, they were 6-1 and 5-2, and we used all of their losses and all of mine. And it was bad. And I felt pretty bad about it, but I did all I could. But I went to Baltimore to prepare. And along the way, I asked Seth and Brian questions about my deck list choice, knowing that there was a good chance that I wouldn't be able to play certain cards in my sideboard, but I still wanted to try certain things out. And I got a list from Pierre Dejean, and he plays Think Twice because the French love to draw cards. If you ever took a look at Guillaume Matignon's Jeskai list, it's Jeskai for 4 Electrolyze. That's it. It's just blue-white splash 4 Electrolyze in a deck that already has 4 Think Twice. I'm not making it up. It's like it was documented.
I believe it.
It was at the Pro Tour, and
they were playing Think Twice in Legacy too.
Yeah, they were.
I got defeated by Miracles with Think Twice.
Yeah,
that's gas.
But
it was gas.
So we were debating.
Well, the newest update of that, people are actually starting to play Accumulated Knowledge, which I think is pretty great.
Oh, I'm fully aware.
Yeah. So anyway, the long story short, I was debating on certain lists for the Open, and I was talking to Brian, and I was like, I want to try the Think Twice to see if they're good because they seem good against combo and control. And I was like, but I don't know how much humans is going to show up to this Open. I'm like, I bet people will start moving to combo and control by now. And in round 1, I'm just getting destroyed by humans, and I just looked to the left, and there's 5 humans decks I could see. And I looked to the right, and there's 6 humans decks I could see. And I was like, well, we're going to have a rough tournament.
So if you say that open was just a mass of humanity.
On that note, one more question, and then we'll take another break.
All right, here's a question for you. So if you don't like Jund and you don't like Sultai, what is an actually good deck that can play Assassin's Trophy in Modern?
Just straight black-green. I think that straight Golgari deck
Solid.
with like Sol Malka style with a bunch of tireless trackers, things that are good as the game goes along. I think Scavenging Ooze is underutilized in Modern right now, even though it's a little mana intensive. I think the graveyard is a place where people try to gain small amounts of incremental value, and Scavenging Ooze is a great way to fight that while also giving yourself a solid threat. While Tarmogoyf is not exactly ideal, I think it's still fine. But Liliana of the Veil is gigantic, and if you just give yourself this catch-all answer with Assassin's Trophy to be able to handle the Trons, the opposing Jason Mind Sculptors, Planeswalkers, Teferis, even search for Scanta in some matchups, it's really important. So I think that just straight black-green Sol Malka could be good.
I'm gonna take the other side of this and just say, I don't think there is a good Assassin's Trophy deck in Modern because Assassin's Trophy, Lantern Control is a good deck for Assassin's Trophy. And that's a deck that doesn't care about the advantage because you're locking the top of their deck out. And so you don't care about that kind of stuff. That's a good point. But I will just say on the topic of mid-range decks, Lily on the Veil, I think Lily is at an all-time low at the moment. With Spirits, Humans, Blue-White Control. It's not that good against Blue-White Control. It really isn't. And Teferi is just absurd. Teferi has
Teferi's
changed.
great. You need to make sure you
changed.
have ways to deal with the Planeswalkers, right? Like,
Well, Assassin's
yes,
Trophy does.
Yeah, Assassin's Trophy does. You can also still play Maelstrom Pulse. But I think like you have enough like cheap removal and discard effects like Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Fatal Push, and then your other removal just play like Assassin's Trophy and Maelstrom Pulse.
2 weeks. 2 weeks from now, we're gonna force it through on the Versus Live. This is the called shot. We're gonna play again in 2 weeks here on Tuesday. And
I don't think the schedule's up for that, but
well, we're gonna force it. We can force it. We can move things around. There's only like 5 or 6 of us. We're gonna play black green versus blue white. We're gonna do it. I want you to actually put your money where your mouth is.
Great, sure.
On this one, because I think if I played it fair, drew a card, Assassin's Trophy, got an extra land, I'd be fine with it.
Look, see, I'm just gonna come with a Gitrog monster deck.
That's all. I'm
gonna 4 Field of Ruin, 4 Gitrog monster.
This is the deck with all the basics that fields you.
What else? What else we got? Yeah, Field of Ruin plus Gitrog's pretty good, right? Whenever a land goes to the graveyard, you draw a card.
Todd Stevens style deck here.
Oh no! We're just We're just casting it for natural.
Okay.
I might have Zusa plus.
He's already. You're just ruining what we were trying to do.
Runap Excavator.
Okay.
What? That could be a deck.
All right.
Cedric is questioning whether you can force your scheduling or not.
We can force our schedule, Cedric. We will push it through. I mean, we have to ask Cedric politely later.
All right. One last very quick question. What do you guys think about Creeping Chill and Dredge?
Well, you can check out Ross Merrim's article on StarCityGames.com right now. It went up today. He thinks it's busted. I also think it's very, very, very good.
It does sound good.
Yeah, so the thing about that card in Dredge is, A, it's free. Yes, if you draw it, it's bad, but you have so many cards in your deck that if you draw them, it's bad. And you have so many ways to discard and use these cards in your hand with things like Conflagrate.
Well, it's getting cut, though, because the main deck is so tight for the last, year now. It's been the same main deck, give or take one card forever.
You can see what Ross Merriam thought.
But I was curious what it was.
So the reason why this is getting a lot of press right now is there was actually a Modern Challenge on Magic Online this weekend, and 2 copies of Dredge featuring Crippling Chill they had Crippling Chill. 2 made the top 8. And it makes Bloodghast better. It makes Conflagrates lethal more quickly, which I love.
No, I think it's great. I'm curious.
No, I haven't done as much research, but if you're really curious about it, you can go to StarCityGames.com right now and read Ross Merriam's article about the subject. As for me, I think it's great. I like Brad. I don't know what it's replacing.
It sounds awesome.
They're saying that it's replacing Insolent Neonate in the chat. So I think that I just want to chime in on this, where I think the card's really powerful, but I think that one of the issues with Dredge is not getting your engine online. Not always that you can't win when your engine's already online. It's that you're not getting the pieces together. And I think Crippling Chill does take away from that. So I'm yet to be convinced on the card.
I mean, 2 in a Modern Challenge seems impressive.
it is impressive.
And that is an issue after sideboard, and it's an easy sideboard card out, right?
Yeah,
That's
if
the
you-
cool thing about it is it's a game one card. So even if your engine takes a little bit of time to get going, it can drain them. It can be just enough to finish the
Dude,
game.
and that is actually a deck where Assassin's Trophy could be awesome as a catch-all answer to like every anti-graveyard card.
yeah,
Because a lot, like they were playing Abrupt Decay for a long time, and that didn't kill Leyline of the Void, and now you just have a way to deal with like the cheap ones.
I think that
yeah.
I think that Assassin's Trophy is going to be a card in decks that don't want to play fair Magic, but is the opposite of what you want a deck that plays from. I don't want to go Thoughtseize and then ramp them to their 4-drop.
No, that's definitely fair.
I completely agree. I think Assassin's Trophy is best in a deck where
you mitigate the land.
You need to deal with very specific things, and sometimes there are things that Abrupt Decay can't deal with. Like Lantern needs to deal with Leyline of Sanctity and Karns and Jaces, and Dredge needs to deal with Leyline in the Void, but also deal with Grafdigger's Cage. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break before we get to our third and final match of the day here on the Versus Live, where we play Legacy. Brad playing Azorius Miracles, a deck that's gained a lot of popularity over the last few months, featuring Back to Basics, a card that skyrocketed in price as more and more of these Azorius Miracles decks cropped up. And I will be playing Jonathan Rossum's Grixis Control deck, where he took second place finish at the most recent Legacy Open in Baltimore. And we're going to see who takes it down. But we're gonna take.
We're not done yet.
Oh, okay.
You're playing Jonathan Rossum's version over the deck. Then our very own good friend Brian Brown Duans. You know what? I am his best friend over you, and I know it because I wouldn't even consider playing a non-BBD 75 of Grixis Control. If I was playing that deck, I'd be like, Brian, what should I play in Grixis Control? And I would play that.
All right. Do you want to bring up the Sign of Blood thing, or should I?
That was a long time ago.
Because I know a lot of times
realized he's wrong.
No, he has not.
Oh, well, that's
he has not.
that's
Absolutely not.
Well, do you know of the Reed argument?
The Reed Duke argument.
Reed Duke rolls into testing, and a week later just played the deck. I mean, worked on it too.
Yeah.
You both worked on it, perfected it together. But when testing started for PT25, people did not like Grixis Control.
Yeah, I convinced Reed Duke to play Grixis Control in Legacy. That's my shining achievement as a Magic player.
Wait, didn't you win Worlds?
Yeah.
It's been so long I can't remember.
All right, quick question.
Owen convinced me to play Red Black Aggro, and I felt wronged.
All right, quick question. How many Starseed Games Opens have you won?
Exactly one.
Exactly one.
Yeah.
And you've won exactly one Magic the Gathering World Championship.
That is correct.
So would you compare the difficulty level of the two in any way?
Why would you do this result? Why would you?
Let me get some math involved here. I've played like double, maybe even triple digit opens, and I've only played 2 World Championships.
Yeah.
So the math doesn't lie here.
Yeah, the
Todd
opens
is proven right 5 years later.
The opens are way
5? It's been
6-7 years later. You heard it here 9th. So
yeah. All right. Well, that's going to be all for Modern. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a quick 10-minute break, and we're going to bring y'all some Legacy action with Grixis Control versus Azorius Miracles.